Hi Bill, this is your lesson from the 21st of January. And last time I saw you before this lesson was April, so about 8 months ago. And you tell me you've been playing a bit of golf and practicing, and the improvement you've made is really quite good. So I'll just give you a quick rundown of the lesson. I'm going to start with the down the line view. What you'll notice here, Bill, is how good your angles are in your posture. Your arms hang nicely down below your chest. It really can't fault you there at all, so very good with that down the line setup. Looking at your setup from the front side, the stance, the ball position, the grip, everything is really very good. So just be sure to maintain the quality of your setup. It is very important, of course. Draw a couple of reference lines there, the red line going through the shaft plane, the yellow line up through the shoulder plane, and as you start this takeaway back, first thing we're going to notice is how the club moves back really nicely. The club face is nice and square at this point here. So the club face is square to the path. Very good. Continuing a little bit further into the backswing, where the left arm is parallel to the ground right here. What you can see is that the shaft of the club is nicely on plane, so in line with the ball. Very good. Continuing to the top of the swing. So right about here, maybe the arm swing is a little bit flatter than I'd like, but to be honest with you, it's still pretty good. So you've got good body rotation, you've got good posture, you've got a nice square club face. One thing you might look at doing down the track is just getting that lead arm just a little bit more up here. I like to see the lead arm a little bit more upright than the line of the shoulders. You can see there at the moment your lead arm is parallel to your shoulders, or even a little bit below, but still very good. Coming to the downswing, so as you start changing direction coming down, you see how the club still remains in between the red and yellow line. So the shaft is pointing towards the ball, slightly above it, but that's very good. So as we continue down to impact, the club's approaching the ball slightly from the inside with a nice arc through impact and arcing back to the inside. So really, from this down the line view, very hard to fault you at all, Bill. So very good. Coming over to the left side of the screen with the face on image, just draw those reference points on the outsides of your legs and the club shaft, and I also just like to reference the starting position of the head. Not to suggest that the head won't move, just so we can see how the head does move while you make your swing. So from this good starting position, you see the first thing as you start moving the club away from the ball, first thing we noticed was there's probably more lower body turn than you need. The hips appear to be rotating at about the same rate as the upper body. So I'd prefer to see the upper body rotating against a bit more resistance in the lower body. And the other thing you do there that we can see quite obviously is your head is moving laterally away from the target quite a bit. Okay, so I think you're probably overdoing the lateral upper body move. I'd like you to reduce that. Maybe your head could move half as much as it has there. And also get a bit more resistance in the lower body. We talked about turning the left foot out to the toes a bit more towards the target, to create a bit more resistance in the lower body. The swing that you made here was shorter than your full swing, so kind of a 3/4 length swing. So you can imagine if you made a bit longer swing, there's going to be even more head movement and even more lower body turn. So you've got to increase that coil, increase that resistance between the upper and the lower body. As you start to transition down, you can see how your left knee and your left hip start moving out towards the target, and it happens before the club swings down, so that's very good sequence in there. You see how the left hip continues to move forward. Okay, so your weight clearly now is favouring that left side. As you come into impact here, you can see how the shaft is trailing behind the lead arm, so that's also a much improved move there, Bill. Down to impact. Okay, so as you come in to strike the ball, you do have some lean on the shaft. Okay, in fact, that's just a practice swing. So your actual swing at the ball, as you come down to hit the golf ball, right, the lean on the shaft is evident. There is some lean there. We just pan it through just a little bit. So there's your impact position here. The shaft is slightly forward of where it started. Left hip is forward, and the contact is really improved, but I would like to see the shaft even just a little bit more forward than it is there. So the back of that left wrist is a little bit flatter. The increase of the shaft will help to decrease the loft on the club. You get a nice contact of the ball before the ground, right? And then coming through to impact all the way through the follow through, and a nice balance at the end. So overall, Bill, really well done. The down the line view looks excellent. Perhaps the arms will swing a little bit more upright. From the face on view, we want a bit more resistance in the lower body. We'd like a little bit less lateral upper body movement in the backswing. And through impact, just a little bit more increase in the lean on the shaft, therefore a little bit more downward angle of attack. All in all though, Bill, very good.